there's a labor shortage in Japan and people still want to fly. And basically, humanoid robots start sorting luggage in Tokyo airport because they ain't got nobody to go work for them. Now, over there at the Haneda airport, they're using humanoid robots to handle checked luggage and cargo. The bottom line is that Japan is facing some major shortages, too many travelers, and not enough people to move the bags. So they bringing in these 4-foot tall robots to do the heavy lifting. This is what the robots look like right here. So the robot is this, and it's literally loading the bags and putting the bags on the conveyor belt and doing this thing. But it's also saying it's a calculated phase plan to maintain stability and efficiency in a system that currently is under a lot of pressure. Now, they're saying that it's protecting human health because they ain't got nobody. Ground handling is backbreaking work, and letting robots handle the heavy suitcases, the humans, they don't have to worry about their backs getting broken or they hurting themselves on the job. With fewer younger people entering into the workforce in Japan, these robots ensure that airports stay open and functional so they can keep traveling well onto their retirement years. And they said these robots are shaped like humans, so they can use the equipment already there. That means the airports don't have to shut down for years to rebuild everything, and they can just hire a robot that fits the current setup. They said since the robots take over the dumb, dark, and dangerous tasks, the human supervisors can focus on the safety and complex problem solving. Now, here is why you should care. It's about getting your suitcase from point A to B. Because when you're traveling, all you care about is, I gave you my bag, I want my bag. Period. As Cardi B says all the time.
Period.
That Cardi B say, period. I just want my bag. And I need it so I can go on about my business, whether I'm going or coming. All right, pause. Let me see. You don't want to be waiting that 45 minutes, just talking about where's my stuff. And the tech is about reliability. It's like the first time people saw an ATM. It was too techy. Now, I wasn't around when the first ATM came out, but if you lived to see that, were you open to putting your card into the ATM, or were you like, I'm going into the bank? But now everybody uses the ATM. We do tap more than we do ATMs, but just imagine when that person first saw an ATM to withdraw money, were you going into the bank to go ask the teller, hey, I need $100, or were you putting the card in the machine and getting the money? So it's fairly new. Now, what happens if the robot glitches, tosses the bag the wrong way? The software is still being tested. So there's a learning curve. This is the worst that it will ever be. I keep telling y'all, this technology, this is the worst that it will ever be. So we're talking about it now, whether it's Waymo self-driving cars, flying airplanes that get you from one destination to the next, or even these humanoid robots. This is the worst it will ever be. They're also saying the battery life. Right now, these bots only last about 2 to 3 hours before they need a nap. Or they need to recharge, how they say. If the charging schedule gets messed up, this could mess up the whole system. So if somebody not doing their job to make sure that the robot is not charged, what do you do? Because they're only going to hire or bring in so many of these robots, right? And then while Japan needs the help right now, there's always long-term concern about whether these machines will eventually squeeze out good-paying human jobs once the shortage is over. Now, my biggest thing is, if there's success in this over in Japan, who's to say that a company is not going to say we're going to try and cut costs in America or any other country? That's something that you also got to think about. But there's a shortage and people still need to fly, so it's a catch-22. Now it's filling the gap because they don't have nobody, and you don't have to worry about, hey, I need to get there and they cancel my flight. But then these robots have legs and arms, so they can navigate around the existing planes and carts without needing to build conveyor belts or a new track for them to be able to operate. Because you got to think, most robots, when you think about it, they have arms. And with those arms, they can only do so much, so you have to build around it. But with these humanoid robots, they literally have arms and legs, so they can walk back and forth. All right. So then also, They're saying that if this works, these same bots can eventually clean the cabins and prepare the planes, making the whole turnaround time faster for your flight. They really trying to replace some people, y'all. They really trying to replace them. Now, having to swap robots every 2 hours is a logistical headache, and it could cause its own set of delays. And these are not cheap Roomba vacuums. You know, the vacuum cleaner that clean the house. This ain't that. All right. So if it breaks down, especially on the tarmac, can you imagine the pilot saying, "Oh, the humanoid robot broke down, so we cannot deplane. We cannot get you to your gate because they have to get the robot off the tarmac." You'll be a little frustrated. And Tokyo gets hot and humid, and it also snows over there. So we don't know fully yet how these sensitive electronics will hold up in the weather while trying to, you know, grab your suitcase. So it could be raining, it could be hot, it could be snowing. Will they be able to hold the suitcase? Who knows? We'll find out. Time will tell. What you gonna do about it? Plain and simple. All I can tell you is it's here, and I hope that y'all take heed. Let the right people know that they need to pay attention to what's happening and prepare for an exit plan if something goes wrong. But at the same token, until it gets here, we still got a job in America. But in Japan, they struggling. That's all I can tell you. Let's see what else they say. But then again, you don't have to. Oh, now you ain't got to worry about them going through your luggage. Yeah, that's a very true statement. They ain't gonna go through your luggage and steal your shoes, your jewelry, or maybe that nice cardigan sweater. Well, I'm pretty sure you could take a flight over to Japan. Now, you know what? I probably would be open to going to Japan if they would be willing to hire Americans to say, "Hey, you could live over in Japan, but you got to work over here, and you got to give us a 3 to 5 year commitment." I might be open to doing something like that. I think that would be pretty dope. Hey, I'm living in Japan. Now, the money got to be right, though. If money ain't right, we ain't going to do that. Those vacuums ain't cheap. You right. The vacuum cleaners, yeah, they run about $600-700. Is James Six still here? How much did Jordan and Isaiah cost? He got 2 vacuum cleaners and he named them Jordan and Isaiah. I want to know how much those vacuum cleaners cost. So I just want to know, how much did they run him? James, if you're still here, how much did you pay for your Roomba or your Jordan and your Isaiah? It's the Lab Tech Show. Join us Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern at thelabtechshow.com. Embrace it or get left behind.